It's the anniversary of Nylenia's destruction next week, and I'm worried about Gabe. I think we should try to talk him into another night market expedition soon. He won't settle until he's found something to send his sister and had a good cry. Both of those are easier off campus. From a note passed to Frederick Tellen from Pharian Avalor, during mathematics class at the Academy of Tirith Mindel, 4th year. Have you come for us, key holder? Gabriel startled awake, whispers ringing in his ears. For a moment, the silvery light of the moon filtering down from the high windows confused him. The soft bed, too, caught and held his wayward attention, incongruous with his dark, dank cell. Crimson and gold brocade, delicate lace curtains, a carved mahogany wardrobe in the corner. Why did the air smell of honey instead of death? That brought a flash of memory, light blinding his eyes as he emerged from the consuming darkness of the subterranean torture chamber where he had been left to die. A sweet voice begging him to live. Mari clinging to him and missing both her hands. Then fresh air and... the king, Eleanor kneeling in front of him to kiss his ring. Fury, pain, darkness again. Dread worked its way up Gabriel's raw throat like a scream wanting to burst forth. He scrambled to sit up, heart thundering, but only got up to his elbows before a searing pain tore along dozens of wounds. Easy, you're safe. A soft, firm hand pressed Gabriel back into bed as the scent of minty evergold filled his nose. Eleanor Lyrian stood over him, her blonde hair a damp, tangled mess, nightgown and robe plastered to her moonlit skin. "What?" he began, but Eleanor pressed a finger to his lips. "Shh. Paul is asleep in the other room and I don't want to wake him. You're safe, Gabriel. No one can hurt you. I just came in to take some Evergold for my legs before I go to bed. If I woke you, I'm sorry." She pulled her finger away as Gabriel relaxed back into the cloud-like pillows. He looked around, at last recognizing the small bedroom where Eleanor kept her poisons. A slow drizzle pattered against the large windows, a sound Gabriel had worried he would never hear again. Safe. His frenetic pulse began to slow. As it did, the pain crept back in. He grimaced and tried to adjust the pillows, but it didn't help, not when there wasn't so much as an inch of him not somehow bruised, burned, or cut. A twitch in the wrong direction pulled at new stitches along his back. He tried to draw in breath, only to have his lungs seize. Panic raced along his nerves, and his magic flared to match it. Cool relief followed. Gabe let out a long sigh, closing his eyes at the dizzying, pleasant feeling. "You said you came in here for Evergold? If you have some to spare, I could really use a bit. Or maybe something stronger." "Of course. I'm surprised you're awake. You were so... hurt. Are you still in pain, even with the magic?" Eleanor's voice hitched, making Gabriel's gaze fix on her. She shifted from foot to foot, tucked a strand of wet hair behind her ear, and looked anywhere but at Gabe. There was a scabbed-over gash along her hairline, framed by a swollen bruise. Her arm was in a sling, and her other hand was wrapped in bandages. How much of that did I do?" He gulped, more fragments of memory fitting into place like frayed puzzle pieces. He could remember flinging his arms out, magic blasting towards the king with all the fury that had built up inside him. He also remembered seeing Eleanor caught in that pulse of raw power and flung through the air. The princess stepped towards the bedside table where bottles and medical instruments lay in a haphazard mess that would have made his island professors wince. As Eleanor poured out a dose of Daisel, a strong sleep aid, and counted out 2 Evergold pills, she answered in a murmur. "You weren't in control of yourself. And you saved my life. Father would have killed me if you hadn't intervened." She swallowed the medicine, then poured a second dose. "Try not to dwell on it. Damon fixed me up, including my arm. It's just a bad dislocation and slight fracture. Nothing that will cause permanent harm. I can hardly feel it through the Serendella I took a few hours ago. Besides, I've been hurt a lot worse in the past."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.